Fala, meus amigos! Fala, minhas amigas! Sejam muito bem-vindos, muito bem-vindas à entrevista do Ibagenscast dessa sexta-feira. Quem fala aqui, como sempre, é o Manu. Antes da gente começar a trocar ideia com os nossos convidados, peço para que você se inscreva no canal, ative as notificações, deixe o like, nos siga nas redes sociais. Quem quiser e puder, contribua com o trabalho do canal via Pix e considere se tornar membro do canal, assim você nos ajuda financeiramente todo mês e tem benefícios por isso. Hoje temos mais uma entrevista internacional aqui com dois integrantes da banda Witherfall, o guitarrista o Jake Dreyer e o vocalista Joseph Michael, que além de vocalista da Witherfall, também canta na banda Sanctuary. Eles acabaram de lançar um disco e eu vou ter o imenso prazer de conversar com eles. So, Joseph, Jake, nice talking to you guys. How are you guys doing?
This is our day off here in Germany. So you caught us on a very restful day. We're very relaxed today. Finally.
Drinking some wine. Nice.
Yeah. It's 10 p.m. here in Kassel, Germany. So we are on
10 p.m.
day off from Chemnitz to Osnabrück on the tail end of a month-long tour. So we were out with Angra. So
we're going to talk about it. Okay, so you guys just released the album Sounds of the Forgotten from Witherfall. So from those who haven't heard the album yet, what can you say about the album, and what can you guys say about each one of you guys did on the record, the vocals and the guitars?
I mean, for us, it's a very diverse record, even though most of our back catalog is very diverse. But I'd say it's probably the most. It runs the gamut between very heavy and black metal, thrashy, and then there's two ballads that you probably wouldn't even find on a modern metal record.
Yeah, as far as the guitar goes, it's the songwriting approach to Witherfall just kind of goes a little all over the place on what we're kind of feeling and it's their different influences. Mm-hmm. There's so many. So Sounds of Forgotten, like Joseph was just saying, it goes from an aspect where you have songs like Insidious and They Will Let You Down, which are arguably our most heaviest in our catalog, to like When It All Falls Away. That is almost like a 70s R&B type song. So it's all over the place. And you were mentioning, our different aspects to it. We have to choose our sounds for that as well. So we have to choose the instruments we use, our playing style, the different headspace we have to be in, because our music's very emotional. So it's all over the gamut. It's not one size fits all.
It's kind of like Queen, like where you can't really tell what kind of band Queen is just by hearing one song,
Yeah,
like that's why we fit in very well with Angra as support, because they have multiple styles blended in with their like heavy metal. So like we kind of do the same thing. It's just a different flavor,
Progressive.
All right. So how does the songwriting process for this record was, lyrically and musically?
Well, it's the two of us usually with a bunch of this. And we're both very musically intense. So like we just want to get the emotion and the composition down, and then once we have an arrangement, we bring everyone else in later. Like, but it all starts kind of like the way the Beatles would write. It'd just be one or two of them, and you get the song itself down, and then you can flush it out later in the studio.
It's the emotional content. You want the emotional content to come out, whether the song is angry, like Insidious, or soft, like Where Do I Begin, and delicate. But you have to get that raw emotion out, and then it can be built around that. Like that's the core of the nucleus of how it should be.
Yeah.
done. The raw emotion.
Yeah, I think you know, we can sit here and all play our asses off on our instruments or sing or whatever. Like that's not really the point of songwriting. Like the point of songwriting is to convey, you know, like ideas and emotions, and then you use your skills and your craft to tell those stories.
They're the paintbrushes.
Mm-hmm.
Great. So this album has a cover of Kings and Queens by Aerosmith. How did you guys choose the song? And especially for you, Joseph, how challenging was it for you to sing Steven Tyler's vocal lines?
Well, I mean, I think Jake and I have been talking about this song since we met. And I just kind of went in and made like a little template, like MIDI version with some keyboards and stuff. And then we all kind of worked it, like got the arrangement right in the studio. We actually did arrange it in the studio, which is kind of funny on the fly. As far as the Steven's vocals, I mean, no one's going to replicate Steven Tyler's vocals besides maybe Steven Tyler. But I actually added my own personal touch, especially the ending. There's a bunch of crazy shit going on in there. Let's just say it was more second nature. I'm not going to say it's not difficult. It's very difficult to sing, but it was very second nature for me. I've loved Steven Tyler, and he's one of my biggest influences since I started playing music.
For Jake, how was the guitar approach for you for this song?
Well, the one thing is, like, when Witherfall always approaches like cover songs, we always try to do something different. Like we did. We're also big into like music theory and everything. So when you look at our songs, like when we did "I Won't Back Down" by Tom Petty, and you look at the Boston song,
Long Time.
It's all the harmony is always kind of been a little bit like major chords and it becoming minor, and it's kind of just a
Relative minor.
Little bit of approach on music stuff that's like these notes work over it, makes it a little more sad, which we really enjoy. That's what we hear. When we were doing Kings and Queens, it's a song that we've always wanted to do. It's one of my personal favorite songs, so we just wanted to make it a little bit more heavy and modern. So with the guitar approach to it, I guess it was just, I mean, Brad Whitford and Joe Perry are fucking incredible guitar players, and I'm not gonna disrespect their guitar solos by doing anything different on them, but I'm gonna make them a little bit more to the approach to the Witherfall sound. So that's what I did, and I think I probably did more notes than but
probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did use a Les Paul and a Strat.
I totally used a Les Paul and Stratocaster in honor of Joe Perry and Brad Whitford there, using their sounds. I mean, that was the thing. It was like we used their sounds, but we just kind of made it a little bit more modern, cranked the gain up a little bit more.
Yeah.
Modern approach to the production, but still the same. Hey, it's still pentatonic, still natural minor, still 5 fingers.
I mean, that's kind of the album title is kind of like a double entendre, a play on words, sounds of the forgotten. Is we're trying to take these older styles and making them like more, a little modern touch, like a little like we were talking about When It All Falls Away is almost like a 70s R&B ballad with like a tapped bass intro. And it's like that song could have been like on a record in the 70s, like Where Do I Begin could have been like an 80s Bon Jovi ballad or a 2000s Nevermore like power ballad, like it, you know what I mean? Like these are just things that have always like appealed to us, but we try to bring them into their own universe.
It becomes a little weird, when it's like we're not one of those bands that copies a style.
No.
And some of those bands that do copy a style end up becoming more successful in a flame fad sort of way. But with our stuff, we're out here right now doing a tour. We see a lot of people that travel far away that come out because they feel something for it. And when we're in the studio, we feel what we're doing. Like we spend a lot of money, we take a lot of time, and we do it, and it's because it's exactly what we want it to be, you know? So whether the mass likes it or it doesn't, whether people other like small people enjoy it, that's all we can fucking ask for.
Yeah, I mean, we could easily just go and sit back there, like, crafting, like, some record that, okay, we know, like, we could sell 50,000 copies of this kind of record because we already have a little bit of a platform and, like, we know, like, the industry. But it's like, we want people there that are crying in the audience. Like, we don't want people that are there just to chant. They don't care. They're just fists in the air on every fucking quarter note. Fuck that.
We want people to walk away knowing they went to an emotional show.
Yeah.
And then when they buy our record, that it's like you put that record on and it's 50 minutes and you're going to want to listen to it again, you know? You're going to have some sort of fucking response to it.
When they recover.
It's not only a regular job that you're just there for the money.
No.
Fuck no.
We would be lawyers.
Great.
That's a funny joke.
So this is the band's fourth record, studio album. How satisfied are you guys with the album, and where you guys place it compared to the band's discography, especially you both that are in the band since the beginning, since 2013, if I'm not mistaken?
This record compared to the rest?
Yeah, where do you place it, and how satisfied are you?
It's tough. It's my favorite song. Like it has the most of my favorite songs. But I think as a record, I like listening to Prelude to Sorrow like all the way through as a record, like as a whole. But I think that Sounds of the Forgotten has the best songs on it, like to me. So that's like two different. It's kind of like Pink Floyd records. Like you probably maybe like Wish You Were Here has the best songs, but like The Wall is the best record, right? I don't know. Like that's kind of how I view it.
Jake?
It's a tough one.
I actually agree with him. So it's like doesn't make any any sense with it. It's to me, I think they're just. To ask, I hate to use the term artist. That sounds so fucking douchey. But like the guys that create the records, I guess.
The artists.
Writers.
Yeah.
I feel like the songs were like kind of like our children. Like so it's almost like I almost don't even like feel like that they're more like records. I'm like, which songs are really fucking great?
Yeah.
And off this new record, though, we have They Will Let You Down and City Ceremony of Fire is one of my favorite Witherfall songs. That's off this record. In Vintage is off of Prelude to Sorrow. Tempest is off of Curse of Autumn. They All Blew Away is off Curse of Autumn. Nocturnes and Requiems is a tender record for me. It's tender to the soul just because of it was like a young record and kind of just a lot of emotions around that. So because it'd be tough to like pick some of those songs, but I can't pick a record. I can only pick songs that I feel that are the best.
I would add that luckily I don't feel like any of our children deserve to be brought into the woods and shot and buried in a shallow grave. So I'm happy about that.
Yeah, I mean, our answer was completely bullshit. We didn't even fucking talk about the record. It's just, hey, man, look, man, we've been doing these fucking shows, and it's like the best things have been when fans come up that are crying after hearing certain songs.
Yeah.
It means so much.
Where do I begin? Vintage.
And puts in perspective that music is emotion.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all that fucking matters, is that we're out there trying to do something that hits someone's soul and their heart. You know, whether it's a record, but as long as it's a song, you know, that's what it is. And that's what actually fucking matters.
Yeah.
Great. I want to talk a little bit about each one of your guys' careers. Joseph, you are also the lead singer of the band Sanctuary. So how did you join the band?
Him. he was playing with Iced Earth, and
Yep.
Sanctuary was set to open up for Iced Earth 2018. 2018. And I actually had a ticket to one of the shows. And
March 2018.
yeah. Well, like in December, Worrell passed away.
No, yeah. Okay, go ahead. Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was November 1st. It was January 1st.
That's when I got the gig. But so Worrell passed away. I think they were in talks with a couple other bands to take Sanctuary's place, and that fell through somehow. I can't really say, but I guess Schaefer John called Jake and was like, "Hey, your boy in Witherfall sounds like he can pull off some of this Worrell Dane stuff. Like, would he do it?" And then, you know, Jake's like, obviously he would do it. And so John called Lenny, sent him the first record, Nocturnes and Requiems, and you know, Lenny was like, "Hey, I think this could work," and that saved the tour for them because, you know, like besides the whole tribute tour to Worrell, and I think it went over really well. There were some real tears in that audience, especially on that song "Year the Sun Died." I think also people forget, like, you can't just up and cancel a tour a month in advance without incurring ridiculous fucking costs. I mean, the bus is already paid for, the rehearsals are already paid for, the flights are already paid for. Like, you know, somebody's getting fucked if you don't save that tour. So besides the tribute, like they needed that win, you know. And it was really good. It actually it was one of the most fun and cathartic and emotional experiences of my life. I think my uncle passed away on that tour too. It was a great tribute to Worrell, and it was very emotional. And then, like in the middle of the tour, my uncle passed away, who was like a big fan of like my career, and he's there rooting for me and like following along the tour. He'd message me every other night or so. I actually found out by accident, like right before I went on stage in Houston. Fucking Schaefer gave me a hug. When I say it was fucking really emotional. So we dedicated the Year the Sun Died to Wolf Worrell and my uncle. And there's a video of me crying on stage. It's fucked up. Like, don't look for it. But yeah, long story short, Jake being an Iced Earth is what got me Sanctuary gig. I'm sure my voice had a little to do with being able to keep it. But
I've read a Blabbermouth post from, I think it was 2019 or 2020, that was talking about a new Sanctuary record called Transmutation.
Oh, Jesus.
To be released in 2020 or 21. I don't remember. But this album was never released. Does Sanctuary plan to release new material? What can you say about this?
Yes, actually, Jake played on 2 songs.
If they're ever released.
Shut up. There's 3 songs done. All I can say, okay, so the pandemic it threw a monkey wrench in everyone's momentum.
Yeah.
You know, Sanctuary had some momentum. Like, we were doing really well with tours and festivals, and then Witherfall had like Evergrey tours. We had a top 20 record in Germany with Curse of Autumn. Like, we were flying, and then the pandemic just went, nope, sorry, like, not happening, like, no tours. And I mean, it's just, I'm not gonna like make excuses for those guys. They work really slow, like, even notwithstanding the pandemic. they've got like 3 records in 40 years. Like, it's just the way they work. I can't change that. So, like, you know, if you're a Sanctuary fan, you know when they do release a record, it's quality. So, you know, I can't knock their system. I can only play along.
And also one thing is too is that we have to acknowledge how badass Warrell Dane was as a fucking one of the best vocalists of all time and lyricist and melody writer.
Stylist.
Yeah. Just fucking awesome.
He was an original.
Yeah, just he was fucking awesome. I remember the day that he died.
Yeah,
which is really weird.
We were
writing Vintage.
Yeah, we actually were on the phone with the label, and we were telling them, "Hey, like, you might want to check what's going on down in Brazil right now."
Yeah,
like, we heard Worrell passed away,
and it was we were just always fans too. So it's like, you know, whenever we talk about the Nevermore, Sanctuary, all that stuff, it's just there's a respect to Worrell that is absolutely retained, you know.
Yeah, for sure. Trust me, I wouldn't. Nice. I wouldn't be in this situation if I didn't respect Worrell.
Absolutely. Jake, you've been in a lot of bands, and you've also been in Isoderv, like Joseph said. So I want to know, how did you join Isoderv, and how was the experience of being in the band?
Funny. So I joined Isoderv in 2016. I first did a tour, which is this weird, like, all root system that dates back to how Joseph and I met. We were in a band together. I'm not going to mention them, but we were in a band together, and we did a tour together with Isoderv. And so I kind of no, not with Joseph.
I wasn't in that band yet.
Not with Joseph, but we got kicked off the tour. Schaefer came in and said, "You guys suck. You guys aren't doing your job right."
Really?
Fuck off. 2011, yeah. And then I joined another band.
How old were you when that happened? 19?
19,
No.
18, 19.
It wasn't his
19,
band. He was just the guitar player.
Nah, yeah. I was a guitar player in it. I was 19 years old, you know, thinking my first European tour ever, and it's just fucking terrible. Anyways,
you could look it up later. It's hilarious.
That was like 2011. We were on tour, and then I joined another band, and the band was called Covering the Lotus, and Schaefer wanted to produce that band, John Schaefer. And he came to one of our shows. We were touring with Kiss and Def Leppard. We were playing in Tampa, Florida, and Schaefer came out. And I was scared of Schaefer because of how he handled our last thing.
Yeah, no, it all makes sense.
He's gonna see me and try to beat me up, you know. So I ran away like a little bitch. And then a few years later, I found out that Isoderv was having open auditions from a big fan of ours named Ross Rube, which we'll tag him in on.
Oh, wow.
Ross Rubin. He sent a thing that said, like, open auditions for new guitar player for Isoderv. I think it was anyway, the guitar player was leaving, and then I wrote Schaefer and just said, "Hey," I had his email. It was just like, hey, here's a little audition video. It was just me, just, you know, as Schaefer was saying, just saying bullshit, just playing shreddy notes and stuff like that. I think I did Nobody Sleeps Here. Like,
oh, really?
The guitar stuff. And he's like, "Yeah, that's cool. I don't give a fuck. Can you do, Show Me Traveling Stygian, like the rhythm parts?" So I was like, "Okay, here you go." And I did. And he's like, "Okay, cool. Let me get on a call with you, brother." So talked with him for a while, and he's like, "Hey, man, you want the fucking gig? Come out to Indianapolis. Let's record some songs together." That was for Incorruptible. And I did it, and I just fucking acted cool. and got the gig. And then
That's funny.
I really enjoyed the gig too. Whatever fucking Schaefer did, man, he was nice to me. He was cool. And he was cool to us. We did a record with him. We did Curse of Autumn.
Yeah.
Like, it's so stupid for us to be like, oh, fuck, we didn't do that with Kurt. No, we fucking did it with John Schaefer. Yeah, he was our producer on it. So, yeah.
That's funny. I was in Spain when I found out he got that gig because we were listening to the final mixes of our first record when he got that gig. So we already had Witherfall like ready to go, and then well, a bunch of shit happened. People died and whatever. But
well, no, not even before then. Yeah, I remember that was right. That was before because
you were on tour when Adam died.
I was in the Netherlands. Yeah, that was September, and I was on tour in December. Yeah, and
you released both albums in the same year, right? First Witherfall album and Incorruptible.
Yes. Okay. Well, how that worked?
2017.
We had we were shopping around Curse of Autumn. All right, sorry, Nocturnes and Requiems for months.
Yeah, they put out one song.
Every label fucking denied us.
Yeah.
We want Children of Bodom vocals.
Yeah.
We want this. We want that. We want this. We want that.
Yeah.
They fucking didn't like it. They couldn't get it. They turned it down. They didn't like any of it. They couldn't hear it. These labels don't have.
They don't know what they're doing.
They don't have artistic art in their head.
Yeah.
They don't have it. They're not artists. They're trying to be businessmen, but they're not.
They're not doing a good job of that either. Yeah. So we released the first record independently, and then we were like up there with like Periphery for first week sales, and that's when like people started paying more attention, and then I think John sent our name over to Philip or sent our record over to Philip.
It was 2016. I was already in Iced Earth. Sagan passed away.
Yeah.
I was on a tour with Iced Earth. It was called
Mia was there.
Oh yeah, it was the 2016 Headbangers Ball tour over in Europe. I was at 013 in the Netherlands. Good friend of ours, Mia, came over, and Joseph said, I saw Mia, she was crying, but Joseph said, don't tell Jake till after the show. But I saw her, and I was like, oh, man, I don't know.
Yeah.
Came off the stage, and she's just like, Sagan passed away.
Yeah.
That was like December, what was that?
2016?
No, yeah, 2016, but it was like December 6th, I think.
Yeah. 7th was when they took him off life support on the 6th, and he died on the 7th.
The 7th.
Yeah. I remember because Blabbermouth posted he was dead, and then Bill Hudson was freaking out because he wasn't dead yet. Like, the brothers were like, no, he's not dead yet.
I remember that fucking day. I remember just getting off stage, and then
I found out I was getting blood work done, and I'm like reading fucking shit.
I came off stage, and I remember just seeing, well, Stu Block.
Yeah. They were in a band together.
They were in Into Eternity, and he turned to me and was like, dude, fucking Sagan, because there were fans from them that were saying all that stuff. Yeah. Came right off stage, man. Fucking dealt with that news. That was just terrible, man.
This is why our music's so dark.
Yeah.
It's life, though.
Yeah.
It's also real.
We
it's
write
not
about
like
real
this
shit,
man. We don't write about any of this stuff that's
dragons and phoenixes and fucking carrying on. No, like we all gonna die. That's what we
Hey, man. If you can see dragons and phoenixes and all that kind of stuff,
more power to you.
Yeah, exactly.
If you get off on that, man, I what is it, that Nirvana quote? I wish I were easily amused.
Dude, fuck, man. I want to get so dark with the goddamn interview.
That's okay.
Do the Portuguese enjoy darkness?
What? You know the history of
Portugal?
We do.
like actually just like if we're talking about like just real shit, or is it better if we just talk about fake stuff?
No, we don't have a problem with this.
I mean like how do fans react? Like, do they actually like what gets better Fuck it. I don't know, man. We're at the end of a tour. We're a dark band, man. I mean, we're just dark kind of human beings in general.
By the way, I'd love to see you guys here in Brazil. I mean, I hope you guys come to Brazil soon.
I want to go to Brazil. I fucking can't wait. I'm gonna eat all of the fucking steak, and I'm going to drink all of the wines. I'm going to explore the coast.
Yeah.
Sorry, we just go on tangents that are just.
It's like the music.
Well, you guys enjoy wine, and you're with Angra, touring with Angra. I don't know if you know, but Marcelo, Angra's guitar player, loves wine.
Rafa loves wine. Oh
Paulo, the band's manager, also loves wine.
No,
yeah. Oh my God, Fabio.
Many nights stayed up late with them.
Yeah, like 7. Jesus.
Nice fellas. We're gonna talk about them in a minute, but I have another question for you, Jake. You released in 2011 a solo record, a solo EP, instrumental record, and then you never released anything new about your solo career. Do you have any intention of recording new material?
No, I mean that was like kind of the way that I write is everything that if I'm going to do it for like Witherfall, it's 1,000% of my body and soul goes into it, and that was what that instrumental release was. So, you could totally hear elements of Witherfall in that release, 100%. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so it's no. I mean, if I'm writing something that's mine, it's gonna be for Witherfall. It doesn't. I don't really work that way. Like, why would you if you have 100% that you can give to something? Why give 70 when there's 30% that's just laying to waste? Like, this is pathetic.
It worked as a calling card for you when you were young, though.
When I did it, it was with Adam Sagan too.
Yeah, that's another thing.
It was with the first drummer from Witherfall, you know, and
the guy that recorded it, who also passed away.
Yeah.
Another dead friend.
Everyone dies, man.
Yeah, no, and then the fucking studio, the studio we recorded that in blew away in Hurricane Michael.
I'm the Grim Reaper, man.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it's fucking gone. We did a tribute video. The Tom Petty cover, I Won't Back Down, shows the city and the studio that we recorded at is blown away in the storm.
That's
they all blew away from
the same guy did my record.
Yeah. So the drummer's dead, the guy that recorded it's dead, and the studio's gone.
Everybody I touch dies.
I'm still here.
Yeah.
It was
It
was supposed to sound sad, but I'm laughing.
Well, that's what we do. We're like typo negative. Like, it's dark, but it's funny, like, in a way.
Yeah. Okay.
Sadness.
Yeah.
So at the moment that this interview is being recorded, you guys are on tour with Angra across Europe. So what has this experience been like?
Well, we've been drinking a lot more wine than usual on tour because the beer has been stricken from the rider. It's only wine. I would say this is probably my favorite experience opening for another band with Witherfall. I would easily say that.
Oh yeah, Angra's been great. We're actually currently right now we've been off tour with Angra for about
they went back home, and now we're headlining in
2
Germany.
weeks. Yeah. We were just on tour with them. Current run.
Yep.
We we stayed up very late. We drank lots of wine, and we didn't get in trouble with our tour managers. So,
the tour managers.
That was great. Yeah, we no, it was. But actually, to answer your question, because you're a journalist, let me actually do it properly. So, no, but the fans, the actual the cross difference between what the Angra fans are with the prog power metal, especially the Brazilian prog power. Let's go with Witherfall's American version of progressive semi-power metal, as they would kind of call it in a way, really blended in very well. We were way more darker though, so I think that was a little bit of a difference that would happen with the audience. But the arrangement differences, like what goes on
musicality.
with the musicality with it, the aspect of the melodic vocals worked very, very, very well. Definitely by far the best tour we've ever done as far as a supporting act.
They were very nice to us too. They were very like gracious, like people. That's hard to find in this industry.
Yeah, especially on a personal level. Yeah, the band was, and the fans were very great too, man.
Great fans.
So.
We got to come to Brazil. That's just that's the end of it.
Say,
like,
Please.
Yeah.
Okay, so Bruno Valverde, Andres drummer, played with you guys in 2019, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
How did you guys choose Bruno, and what did you think of his participation in the band?
Well, Bruno was recommended to us by Anthony Crawford, who was Anthony, not sure what the Brazilian influence is of the guitar player Alan Holdsworth, but he's a very renowned guitar player in the fusion world in the States and also in Europe. And Bruno was a huge fan of Virgil Donati, who played with Alan Holdsworth and Anthony in this lineup. And within those lineups, it's just very well known. So Bruno had contacted Anthony and was like, I want to do anything with you. Anthony told us about Bruno.
Yeah, I mean, we had a couple gigs coming up, and we had issues with drummers. Not the dead ones, but like other drummers, like for various reasons. And Anthony, he just sent us some Bruno stuff, and we're like, wow, traditional grip too, like back then. And we invited him to come out to some rehearsals, and like he just killed it. Like, so we're like, yeah, let's do it. Like, we did like 2 or 3 rehearsals, and then flew to Germany, and that was our first like festival appearance, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was so impressive with how Bruno came into the festival, Keep It True Festival in Germany in 2019. And it was a pretty vast set list, but came in and just knew everything. Fucking did the show. He did better than I did. I fucked up more than he did. And I mean, I can't say enough about the guy. He was just awesome during the entire tour.
Yeah.
He was really rooting for us, and whether he had something to do with the tour or not, I had no idea, but he was very appreciative that we were on there, and we're very appreciative of Bruno. The guy's awesome. He's one of our brothers. He's fucking amazing, and we love touring with him.
Yeah, he's a good guy. Great drummer.
Great. So, guys, to finish the interview, what can the fans watching this interview expect from Joseph, from Jake, from Witherfall, or in the future?
More darkness, more wine, more sadness.
Someone dead? No, I'm kidding.
No, hopefully no more dead people. No more dead people. Okay, it's enough for one lifetime. I mean, we're just gonna keep writing more music, and hopefully our fucking Pied Piper story of death and destruction like fucking drags along more and more people as we wind through destroying towns and people's lives. I mean,
just released the new album. You're already thinking on writing new songs?
We already have. Like we don't stop writing. Like, yeah, that's the thing. It's a continuous like thing. It's just when we get time, when there's time to do it. Like, we've been really focusing on the promotion of this record, and then trying to line up these tours and rehearsing the new band, because this is really like a new lineup, but we've got 5 really strong ideas right now already. Like, so we're working. It'll get done. I think for once in our lives, we might actually take a holiday in December. Like, we never take time off.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to say yeah. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I apologize. Yeah, I mean, we've been working on this shit for over a decade
10 years,
now.
yeah.
And we've been doing this tour, and it's been really great seeing the true diehard fans come out to it. We've been playing every night to people that have been in tears, which means a lot to us. So we need to touch more into our emotional aspect.
Yeah.
This next record. I think this next record might be a little more sad than happy, because we need to actually touch into what we're doing this all for, you know. And it's been eye-opening to see who the real fans are and what we want to do. We're gonna also do the thing too that we've done. It feels like the bands that we've always loved, which were back in the 70s and stuff, they would only tour for a little bit of time. We're gonna take a little bit of time to go write, and we're gonna write a fucking great record. We're gonna come back out and really showcase it, and hopefully we have some balls that we can stand on after doing this stuff. That's my thought.
Yeah.
Man, I love talking to you guys. I hope you guys come to Brazil soon so I can see you guys live. It'll be awesome.
Fuck yeah. I mean, if you want to get a Brazil tour before then, we'll do that.
Yeah. If we get invited to Brazil, we'll put off writing the record for a month.
All right. I hope I don't die. Okay, but I really enjoyed
We'll
it.
write a song for you, though.
Yeah, okay. At least it wouldn't be in vain.
Yeah.
Guys, I think this is it. I really love to talk to you guys. So, well, time is yours to leave a last message to our audience if you want.
Well, we just want to go to Brazil now. Like, you've convinced us.
Yeah, I mean, some of our best shows were in Portugal.
Portugal, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All I can imagine
Lisbon
is
was amazing.
how
Lisboa.
great the Brazilian audience is. So, please, fucking kick and scream, yell, throw, whatever you can. Get us out there. We will come if we hear it loud enough. That's your job. Make some noise.
Awesome. Guys, I'm going to finish in Portuguese, ok? Bom, pessoal, essa foi a nossa entrevista com a banda Witherfall. Espero que vocês tenham curtido. Se vocês gostaram, deixem um like. Não se esqueçam de se inscrever no canal, ativar as notificações. Nos sigam nas redes sociais. Quem quiser e puder, contribua com o nosso trabalho via Pix. Considere se tornar membro do canal. Beleza? Aguarde nossas próximas entrevistas. E é isso aí. Falou. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.